This is going to be the most open, honest, and transparent video that you'll find on the topic of pre-selling an online workshop or course. There's lots of other creators that are talking about a $10,000, $30,000 launch in a single weekend, or that they're a six-figure or seven-figure course creator. And this can be a little intimidating for a beginner who's just getting started. I'm going to share with you my super simple 5-step framework so that by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what steps you need to take as a beginner to pre-sell your first online workshop. This could actually put at least $1,000 in your bank account in 7 days once you've done the prep work. How much time it takes you to do your prep work is going to be completely on you, and how much you charge for your workshop is also a decision that you need to make. For my successful launch, I only had 2 people enroll out of 5 seats that I wanted to sell, and those seats were sold for $497 each, equaling a total of $994 in a 7-day period. That could be a game changer for some people, and I want to encourage you because you don't need an email marketing setup, even though the savvy entrepreneur should actually be building these assets. You also don't need to have a massive social media following. I don't have a ton of people here. I appreciate you for watching this, by the way. If you haven't subscribed, it's an awesome community that's coming together here, and I really appreciate everyone who's done that. The point is, you don't have to have a massive following. So I'm going to share with you all the steps along the way, and at the end of the video, I'm actually going to share with you the actual survey that I used. I'll show you the exact questions that I used in Google Forms to get information from people. I will show you my failed sales page, and I'm also going to show you the successful checkout page that works for the offer. Then I'll give you some bonus tips to help you make this more scalable so that you're not spinning your wheels recreating something over and over again. You can host this workshop as frequently as you want, and we're not going to be doing any sleazy sales tactics to get people to enroll. The most important thing here is that you're going to reach out and connect with real human beings, which is awesome. So grab your cup of coffee or whiskey and chill with me. All right, this is your first step. You need to prepare the problems that you can solve. So what you want to do is brainstorm all the problems that you can solve for people. And here's the thing about this. You've got to lean into your passions. You've got to pick something that you love to do. You might be able to solve all kinds of problems for people, and I want you to really consider that you might actually be discounting some of the knowledge, expertise, and challenges that you've overcome in the past, because sometimes when we're so close to this knowledge that we have, we kind of take it for granted. So I want you to brainstorm everything that you can think of that you could possibly, help other people with. And then start to eliminate the things where you just know it's not going to light you up. You need to be passionate about this so that you can show up from a place of service and support and enjoy the process of helping other people overcome the challenge. All right, phase 2. You're going to connect with people. I know, it sounds crazy, right? You've probably heard this one before. Find where they hang out. Think of it this way. Who are the brands that serve your potential dream clients? I'll give you an example. The people I love to work with are creators, and a lot of them are coaches and consultants. And so who serves those people? I'm going to look for the course creators, so the course creator software providers. Thinkific, Kajabi, Udemy, Skillshare. There's so many online learning platforms. I also love community building, so I'm going to look for those companies too. And this is where you can start to do a bit of recon and research. Read the copy on the Thinkific sales pages or the Kajabi sales pages and see how they're showing up, because they're already attracting the kind of people that you might want to work with. So it just depends on what kind of service-based business that you have and the kind of online workshop you're planning on creating. So ask yourself this question: where are they hanging out? Now, you've already heard other people talk about, go in the Facebook groups and things like that. But I find if you start off with thinking about the brands and the potential collaborators, this is a bonus tip for you. Think about the people who are already working with the kinds of people. They have complementary services. They don't have the exact same service as you. There shouldn't be too much overlap there. But who are those people that are already working with the kind of clients that you would love to work with, and build relationships with those people? I have a very specific Calendly link for networking and collaborations because I want to be consistently building relationships with other entrepreneurs who I could possibly refer business to, who I know could actually, serve and support the kinds of people with complementary offers. And you could think of it like almost like a joint venture, so to speak. And you're really just looking for those collaborators. So this is a couple of ideas to help you get the ball rolling with discovering where your people are in the shortest amount of time. Now, this is a bonus for those of you who are doing email marketing or just getting started. If you go on Canva, you can create a lead magnet PDF download that's like a checklist or mistakes to avoid or something along those lines that is interesting to your audience. And then you have a link at the end of it to a survey where it's going to go to a Google form and people answer the questions. So you just put on the last page of your lead magnet, hey, I'm looking to create a workshop that helps people with this problem, and I'd love to make sure it's impactful. Please take a few minutes to go and fill out the survey. Now, for those of you who don't hate LinkedIn, I'm an advocate for it. I use it consistently. It's probably home for me. It's where I show up the most online aside from YouTube. And that is to run a poll. There's something crazy going on right now with the LinkedIn algorithm where they're taking the polls and they're pushing them out. They get massive reach on that platform. So you don't even have to have a ton of followers. And this is a good baseline. Before you write a survey and write out a bunch of questions, you could simply just go and run a poll with 4 responses that are going to invoke information. So I'll give you an example. The questions that I asked is, what are your challenges around YouTube? I want to discover how people are thinking about YouTube, what's holding them back from using it in their business, because there's no shortage of people that have a dormant YouTube channel that has, it's a retirement home for their old videos. Like, seriously. How many people out there have channels? If I look somebody up and connect with them on LinkedIn, it's like 9 times out of 10, I can find a YouTube channel that is just gathering dust. And I want to help those people leverage it in their business, because I know now through the surveys and polls and connections that people are looking at YouTube as it's overwhelming. They are frustrated. They don't know where to get started. They can't see the return on investment for their efforts. And so that's exactly what my workshop became, was to help them with the foundations and the strategy around clarifying their vision for their channel and creating alignment between their brand, their business, their audience, their subject matter, and their passions. So I mentioned earlier, I'm going to actually show you my exact Google Form survey, and I'm going to walk through it with you near the end of this video. Now, the second thing that we can be doing is having direct message conversations. Now, remember, we're not trying to pitch anybody in this stage. We're not trying to sell them anything. We're showing up from a place of service, and we want to be supportive. So we're just connecting with people. We're sending them direct messages, and we're trying to understand if they have the challenge, if it's something that they're willing to talk about, and just provide some value. I often will pull up someone's LinkedIn profile and do a screen recording and go to their YouTube channel, and I'll just provide them some tips that they can actually implement into their business to help them use their YouTube channel with no pitch. That's the biggest thing. We lead from this place of service, and people are going to start to recognize you as someone who is value driven, who wants to genuinely help others, and you're an expert in a specific area, the subject matter expertise. Now, the next thing that we can be doing is validation calls. With a validation call, you're still not selling anything. You're just going to connect with them and ask them some questions around the challenge. If you've been building relationships and connecting with people, then it's not that hard to get people to want to help you out with this. They legitimately just let them know you want to ask a few questions on a quick call to discover what kind of challenges they might be experiencing around the problem that you solve. So I started off with the direct message conversations and I asked people if they were willing to jump on a call so I could ask some questions about a future course or workshop I'm planning. And honestly, I had at least 7 or 8 people who were willing to do this. Now, make sure that you want to make sure you're getting your information from the right people. If they're not ever going to purchase or invest in something like what you have to offer, it might not be the best fit. And honestly, you probably will end up connecting with at least a couple of people that aren't a fit, and that's okay. You're not wasting your time. You're just understanding. And here's the thing, while you're doing your research phase, you need to make sure you keep everything organized so that you can pull from this information. It's going to inform your marketing. You want to be capturing the emotions and the feelings and the language that people are expressing around this challenge that you can solve, because that's going to inform your checkout page, your copy, your emails, your lead magnet, any of that stuff. You want to make sure you're using their language. All right, we're moving on to step 4, testing phase. Check this out. So I actually have to fix this. So scarcity element, we need to talk about this first. It's very important. Okay, and then we're going to talk through the rest of these points here. So with the scarcity element, I don't know about you, but I kind of hate seeing when someone's like, this offer's closing on this date, and then they don't follow through on it, and they're not in integrity. They use false scarcity and they're lying to people, and I really don't like that. And I'm sure that like you're a smart, savvy entrepreneur, and you know that when people are doing it, it's not true. So you need to have a scarcity element in your offer, which just means it's not 100% always open and available and no one ever needs to buy it, right? Because we have to give them a sense of urgency. That's the truth. So the way that I did this is I have 5 seats in my workshop for 5 people per month. Once a month, I will have a workshop and it's only for 5 people. That is a limited amount of seats and it's a limited amount of time. And the investment is $497 for anyone who gets in on the live workshops. And that's when, through testing and research, I'm going to create a course and double the price. Now, you don't need to discount your service. Own your value. You know that you have this knowledge and expertise that can genuinely help people who are going through this challenge. So don't discount the services. Set your pricing and then make the leap of faith. Those people who are jumping in early on for your offer, give them the benefit of the doubt that they have the best pricing that you're ever going to offer, and stick to all 3 of these things. Don't ever just don't do it. We don't want to see that. You know, it's frustrating when you see that yourself. And so we want to make sure that we're in integrity and we stick to our word. If you set a specific time limit, stick to it. If you set a specific dollar amount and then you tell them that you're going to double the price, then you better do it and just stand by that. Now with the workshop, I'm doing strategy sessions. I don't really want to work with any more than 5 people. And honestly, a $497 investment is pretty low. I think this offer for this guidance in this format, for I would say a 3-hour workshop, because I just did one for 2 hours and honestly it wasn't enough time. I think that that's worth at least $1,000. And so this is on you to decide, like I mentioned earlier, but I want to make sure that if you choose scarcity elements, that we maintain integrity and we stand by what we're going to say. All right, so next step is we're going to create a checkout page, not a sales page. When I created a sales page, I spent 3 days tweaking it when I could have been connecting with people, building relationships, finding my dream clients that I want to work with. And I was trying to perfect and polish this page, which became this insecure, blown out offer that was a 4-day workshop. And it was like I was trying to put so much stuff into it and make it such a low price of $497. It was just a little bit insecure. So at the end of the day, I think anybody that went to that page, they were overwhelmed by it. It was just too much stuff to read and people are busy. You don't need a sales page. Just create a checkout page. Keep it super simple. I'm going to give you the reminder. Make it super simple. This is going to be your sweet spot. So your checkout page needs to have some decent copy, and I'm going to show you in a moment my exact checkout page. But I just want to encourage you that you don't need to spend tons of time making a sales page until you're ready to scale. You need to have an offer that you know people are willing to vote with their credit cards for. And all you need to do that is to build relationships with people and have a checkout page where they can enroll. You could use Stripe, you could use PayPal, or you could set something up in your website. I use Kajabi, and I'm going to show you my Kajabi checkout page in a moment. Now, here's something really important while you're going through your launch. That scarcity element, right? You're going to have this 1-day workshop. It's going to be like 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever you need it to be. And you need to start to sell it, I'd say at least a couple of weeks in advance. Okay. So get your recon, your research, relationship part done before you go into launch phase. Instead of just sending your link out to people and hoping that they actually enroll, which honestly probably doesn't work. I didn't find that to work at all. I would send a link out and then I would let them know if they have any questions. I'm happy to jump on a quick 15-minute call to answer their questions and see if it's a good fit for them. When you get on the call, you're not being a sleazy salesperson. We're going to use an open-handed approach where you're just okay with the fact that maybe it's not a good fit for them and you're not trying to force this offer on anybody. You're just genuinely checking in, asking some questions to see where they're at, and you're not pitching anything. What you're going to find with an open-handed approach, if you do this, is that people start to ask you about the offer without you even having to bring it up. It's kind of awesome. All right, phase 5. So this is where we start to get people to enroll. Now you have to be willing to ask people for the sale. I know I just said you don't need to be pushy, but if you never ask people to take action or enroll, you might not ever get anybody to sign up. So it's important to just feel like you're coming from a place of service and ask them if this is right for you. Would you like to enroll? I can send you the link. Maybe don't send them the link first, have that quick connect call, but at some point in time, you may need to ask people if they're game to just sign up for the offer. It's okay to do this. Just make sure that you believe that you're in integrity, that this is a problem that you can help them with, and that is going to help you come from a place of service. Now you're going to plan your schedule. So you want to set this up. What I did was I just said, I'm going to send you a Zoom link before the event, and it's going to be on Friday, November 19th at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. So I set a specific time and everybody time blocked it in advance. I gave them at least a week's notice. So you have to give yourself a little bit of runway. And here's the thing. The only thing that we used in the workshop was a single Google document that was customized for each person. And I knew that the questions that I wrote in the workshop would help them clarify their YouTube strategy. So you don't need to have a big complicated presentation. You can create some slides if you want to, but if you use a workshop format, make it collaborative. Get people helping each other. You don't have to do everything. You don't want to be doing all the talking and presenting and teaching constantly. Get people supporting and helping and interacting together, and that is going to help you with not overwhelming yourself and just showing up from a place of service and guiding people through the process that you've outlined. So think of it this way. It's really quick and easy to do this. If you know what the problem is, you remember the steps that you took to get there, you just reverse engineer it, and then you ask questions around that. That's all you really need to do for an online workshop. This is a baseline. It may not work for you depending on what it's going to be, but that's going to help you not get overwhelmed. Here's a bonus tip before we get into the bonus tips: before and after. What do I mean by that? Transformation. Capture at the start of your workshop where everybody's at. Ask the whole group one at a time, what experience do you have with this problem right now? What's your current state? And let them know that this is going to turn into a testimonial. And you want to make sure that you capture this before and after, because it's going to help you sell your future workshops. And it's really important to get this social proof. So don't forget this when you go and launch your workshop and you've got some people signing up. Now you might be thinking, well, what if no one signs up for the offer? Then that's okay. Maybe you need to tweak something. You've got to put that tester's hat on and make sure that you don't take yourself out of the game, because it might just be one simple little tweak that you need to accomplish in order to make something that's more compelling for people, that is something that you can actually get results in. All right, let's dig into the bonuses. I'm going to show you the back end of Kajabi where I actually have the sales numbers to show you with transparency. I'm going to show you the exact survey that I created with the responses. I'll walk you through it. Then I'll show you my failed sales page, the checkout page that actually worked. And if you're not using the Kajabi platform already, I do have a free trial for you for 30 days, which if you follow this framework could pay for itself. Now I am an affiliate, and if you use a link at no additional cost to you, it will help support this channel. And that's awesome. I love that. So I'm actually going to create a micro course on how to do this entire framework for you to help you step by step through this process, go a little bit more in depth. And anybody who enrolls with my link and they keep their account and they keep using, they build on Kajabi, which is a tool that I absolutely love because it's all in one. I'm going to give you this micro course for free, okay? So something to consider. Let's dig into the bonuses. So this is the first thing I wanted to show you. I had 2 people enroll at the price of $497 US, a total of $994. It says 30 days here. This was actually a 7-day period from when I started connecting with people about the new offer, and that's how much money I was able to put in my bank after 7 days, okay? So this is definitely possible for you. Now you can see this is the product, YouTube Compass Group Session, 2 people enrolled. Let's click on this. I'm going to show you first the checkout page that actually worked, which, by the way, if you're interested in a future workshop on this topic, I will be hosting this exact same workshop every month. There's some copy here that worked really well. I feel like I did a good job with this. I had a premium package offer that was a bonus. It was an extra upgrade, but no one took advantage of that one, and that's okay. So I wanted to show you the successful page first. Now let's go back, and I'm going to show you the offer that I created that didn't convert, that nobody bought, and that was the YouTube Visibility Backpack live group training. This was totally overwhelming for what I was actually talking about. Now I need to go to the website and show you the sales page that I created, the one that I mentioned earlier that I spent like 3 days creating, and it didn't even work. So food for thought. Okay, going to landing pages here. We're going to click on this YouTube Visibility Backpack live group training. I made a thank you page as well. That took lots of extra time. So I made this page and I had some help with this. I actually shot a video for this. I wrote all this. I came up with these ideas. I had some support with it, but I spent way too long on it. And it was totally overwhelming. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, all these different things that I was going to teach people, thumbnails and optimizing, researching content and all this stuff. And at the end of the day, none of this actually worked. It didn't convert. No one enrolled. And that's how I based it. How to test this was to discover whether or not someone would look at this page and then be willing to enroll and get their credit card out and sign up for it. Nobody did. So what I did was I scrapped this whole sales page and I used the checkout form and I made the whole thing about the content niche, the theme for your channel, the foundations of your strategy for your YouTube channel. Now I'm going to show you the survey that I created. This was on Google Forms, totally free, took about a half an hour to create this. And you can have this if you want. Just let me know in the comments below. I'll send you a link to it. But basically, I asked this question: how long have you had a YouTube channel? I want to get an idea how long that channel has been dormant for people. I want to know what the biggest challenge is that they have. You want to understand the problem and get their language for it. The next question was, what have they already tried around the problem? So you want to identify that. And then you want to understand what they really want. What is their biggest hope, dream, or desire? If they were able to solve the problem that you can solve, you want to get their language for that as well. Their emotions, their feelings, and things around this is very important. The next question was, what do you currently use your YouTube channel for? I gave them 3 multiple choice question with responses, and it came out with this. It was very strong, showing that a lot of people have channels with no strategy, and it's basically where their videos go to retire. There was a stronger amount of responses here by a landslide. The next question, what obstacles do you think might be preventing you from leveraging YouTube to win new business and grow your audience? Some people say not being trained. The reason why you want to ask a question like this is you want to understand how people are thinking. What is their mindset around the problem? So what are those obstacles that are preventing them from getting the results they want? This is going to help inform the actual workshop and how you're going to market it. The next question here, if you could invest in solving these problems, what is that worth? Now, I wouldn't actually, honestly, this question wasn't effective. This is something that I learned through feedback that someone gave me. Look at this giant paragraph, all this feedback about how vague the question was. And I got like a variety of answers. So I definitely wouldn't suggest using this exact question, but you want to get an idea of what people would be willing to invest in order to solve the problem, because this gives you the information you need to know that you've got a great offer. Okay, I just wanted to understand whether people identified as a video creator. I've been saying coaches, consultants, creators forever. And I discovered that through the survey that most people, if they're creating videos, regardless of what their role is, would identify as a video creator. This helps me tighten up my messaging and simplify it, which is awesome. Which title resonates with you the most? Okay, so this was useless. Don't even do this. It ended up becoming the YouTube compass strategy, and I feel like I kind of wasted some of these questions. So here's the deal with your survey. Like I mentioned, if you want a link to this one, just let me know in the comments and I will send it to you. If you want to create this survey, make sure that you're identifying the problems that people have, get the mindset around the challenge, and make sure that you understand what they really want, what they're willing to invest in it. That is a great survey to help inform and do your research around your actual workshop. Now, if you're planning on doing a monthly workshop like I'm doing, then you want to leverage your efforts. Your next bonus is going to show you how I used a feature in the back end of Kajabi to set this up so that it's automated and I don't have to start from scratch every single month that I'm going to run this workshop. So let's check it out. So in the back end of Kajabi, when you go to the marketing tab, you click on events, you can actually create a brand new event, and I'm going to show you the one that I already made. Now I'm going to change the date on the next one, but what you can do with this is you can actually set it as a repeating event in your time zone, and you can set up automations so that they can get an email once they enroll at the time of registration. Then you can send another one before the event that's got your actual Zoom link in there or however you want them to connect. And you can set up one that goes out afterwards. This was actually pretty easy to set up. It didn't take that much time. And now that I've done it once, because you know, the first time you do everything, it takes longer. The next time I can go in, I can duplicate all of these things, make new sales pages, I can duplicate the checkout page. So here's the deal with Kajabi if you're not already using it. It's an all-in-one business tool for your sales, landing pages, coaching offers, events, webinars. You can do so much all inside of this one tool that makes it worth its weight in gold. Now, I can give you a 30-day free trial with a link in the description below. Normally, you only get 14 days. And if you sign up as with my affiliate link, which helps support this channel, by the way, I really appreciate it. If you keep your membership after the 30-day trial, then I'll get a portion of what you pay to Kajabi at no additional cost to you. And that's actually really cool. So to say thank you for those of you who actually go through with that, I'm going to create a micro course for you. I haven't made it yet, but if you sign up, the first person, the second someone signs up and they actually maintain their membership after the first 30 days, I'm going to make a micro course for you for the back end of Kajabi to show you exactly step by step what you need to do to set your event up, your checkout page so that you can host a monthly workshop. And I'm just going to give that to you for free to say thank you very much for using my referral link. Now, I hope you got some value out of this video. If you did, please smash the thumbs up button. I really appreciate it. It helps this video perform better. I think you can see here that I really care about the community that's growing. I'm coming from this place of service, and I really appreciate every single one of you who have watched this video, especially if you're still here with me right now. You are an amazing human. Thank you so much. If you're a course creator and you want to learn more about the simplest and easiest way to record course videos, I've got a video for you right up here. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in a future video. So you could create a sales page. Hi, Jamie Bigger. I'm in the middle of filming a video. Okay, bye. That was my wife calling me. That's why you should have airplane mode turned on when you're recording videos.